Welcome to Dharmic Evolution. Hey everybody, I'm your host, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. Well, thanks for being here to visit with us today. If you've been taking advantage of our Dharmic Evolution community Facebook page, you're doing good. Congrats to you. Keep up the great posting you've been doing on there, letting the world know about what you're doing with your music career. I also want to give you guys a heads up about our brand new JOCA YouTube channel that now carries the Dharmic Evolution show in full-blown glorious video. Please subscribe to our channel. Check out the cool episodes that are up on that channel. Right now, it's the James O'Connor Agency YouTube channel. We've been getting some amazing response about going to video. So it's more leverage, more promotion. And so in addition to being a podcast that is now carried on iTunes, SoundCloud, and on the Dharmic Evolution website, we're now on video and being downloaded in 67 countries and counting. Well, today we're in Ithaca, New York, but we're on the road with this artist. She really hails from the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. It's a super achiever who has been on American Idol, done major TV appearances, toured all over Europe and the US, has her own record company, and is currently on the radio with her own music. She went to Boston College on a full scholarship for Division I basketball. Here she is giving new meaning to the phrase, stacking the cool. It's the music of Ayla Brown. You better strap up your seatbelts and let's go for a ride. Are you a singer-songwriter, artist, or author? Are you in need of a platform for your career? Well, the James O'Connor Agency is in the business of helping you broadcast your global career. If you are needing to expand your presence in a big way, such as having your music and your voice heard around the world, well, look no further. We have the platforms here to help you catapult your career like no one else can. Your artistry can be featured around the world on the James O'Connor Agency YouTube channel. Here at the James O'Connor Agency, we can expand your global career by being a featured guest on Dharmic Evolution for singer-songwriters and everyone in the entertainment industry. Or The James O'Connor Show, designed for authors, speakers, and thought leaders. Both shows are international radio, TV shows, and podcasts. Go to thejamesO'ConnorAgency.com and find out what we can do for your global career right now. Ayla, welcome to Dharmic Evolution. We finally got this done. We battled the media munchkins, and here we are.
Thank you for having me on. This is an awesome program.
Thank you very much. You know, I just got back from Nashville. I was down there recording the past week. So as soon as I got home, I thought of you because I was going to reach out. But you know how it is when you're traveling and you got things on your plate and just time gets away. Because I do try to make time to meet personally with the people that come on the show. It's very difficult because we're in 67 countries now and we've got artists all over the world, but we have you here today, and man, I don't know where to start. You've got such a career going, and I got to hand it to you. Your creative your creative business acumen is stellar. It's just like the things you've done to to carve out your career, not only with your talent, but figuring out ways to reach people in ways that other people probably have never even thought about. So I hope you'll be comfortable sharing some of that with us today with some of our other artists around the world who are out there struggling and trying to figure out how to do this. So let's start at the beginning. How did you first get connected to music? Like, what was the pull for you?
I just always loved it as a kid, but it really was Disney movies. I hate to say it. Like when I was a little girl and barely knowing what words meant, I heard music, and, my mom and dad would always put on the Disney movies. And every story is just so relatable, and they're all about family and love, and there's music in every single one of them. Right. And so I just sang my little heart out from a young age. And, I don't really know if I knew I was good. I just knew that I enjoyed it and it made me really happy. Right. But then when I was a little older, I was 12 years old, I took singing lessons for a year, but I was kind of spreading myself really thin with sports because I was really, really into sports. And that was kind of like my first love, playing basketball. But I always had just enjoyed singing. Well, anyway, my mom and dad told me I had to choose between sports and music at the time, because there weren't enough hours in the day to complete everything that I wanted to do.
Right.
And so I chose sports. But luckily, when I went to high school, I went to a private school, and it was at the school that I was able to do everything. I was able to sing and do sports after school. So for the first time, I was in a chorus group, and I was in an a cappella group and something called chamber choir, where we sang like really, really old songs from 12th century BC in different languages. And it taught me all about harmonies, and it was a really good lesson, because for the first time I felt like I was able to do multiple things and kind of round myself in a different way, where it wasn't all sports all the time. And then when I was in high school, my senior year, I tried out for American Idol. And that was really the first time that I was performing in front of people besides my friends and family.
Really? So you didn't you didn't have any stage or performance experience before American Idol? Whoa.
I know. So for me, I consider my time on American Idol the true American dream, because I look at someone like myself who truly had no singing or performing experience except on a very local, small scale. Right. And here I am, just a girl who really enjoyed it. It made my heart happy, you know, and other than that, it was just a way to express myself. And little did I know, not only that I would make it onto the show and place 13th on season 5, but it would be my career right now, something that I could do to make a living. Right. And, you know, if you told myself that at 12 years old when I had to choose between sports and singing, I mean, I never would have thought I'd be here right now. Yeah.
So when did the songwriter part come in? Like, when did you realize that, like, hey, I can get this whole thing by the short hairs, you know, I can do this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think I could do it, because I was just an athlete, and my brain was very programmed to be so serious all the time. So I had a basketball scholarship at the age of 15. I was the best basketball player in the state of Massachusetts for many years. And so I committed to my dream school of Boston College at 15 years old. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to try out for American Idol, because, you know, I knew where I was going to school. I thought it would be a fun way to end my senior year. And here I am competing on the show and about to go to Boston College, you know, 5-6 months later to start my collegiate basketball career. Yeah. And that's exactly what happened. When I got eliminated from the show, I still went and played college basketball for 4 years. I majored in communications and got a degree. And then toward the end of my senior year, I went to Nashville for the first time. And someone had invited me down because they saw that I was working with a really awesome charity called Songs of Love, where we write and personalize songs for kids with cancer or other illnesses, but mostly cancer. And someone had heard me, and he remembered my time on American Idol, and he said, "Wow, Ayla, for whatever reason, it sounds like there's so much country in your voice, and I know you don't sing country, but I'd love to invite you to Nashville for the first time if you want to check it out." And so I went down to Nashville, and I booked a writing appointment, and I wrote my first song when I was like, 20, 21 years old. So I really have only been doing the songwriting thing for 6 or 7 years. And thank goodness, because it has just opened up a totally different side of my brain. I'm able to express myself in ways that I never really felt like I was able to while I was so serious about my collegiate basketball career. So I've kind of done a total 180.
I want to know what your parents fed you as a little girl, because boy, I tell you, you got the genes going on here, girl.
I just had a lot of energy, man. I had a lot of energy.
Well, speaking of that energy, why don't we let some love in and find out what Ayla's all about? Here we go.
up my all about me kind of attitude. I almost lost my mind. You got me thinking things I didn't want to think. I was focused on basically everything but you. But you, I'm ready to let love in, yeah, yeah. I've been waiting for a reason to fall again, right now, right here. It's supposed to be, it's meant to be. When something feels this right, you gotta let love in tonight. I get nervous 'cause I've been hurt and started to think it wasn't worth it. But you somehow changed my mind. So if we're gonna jump, let's jump right in. Don't ask questions or think about it right now. Right now, I'm ready to let love in, yeah, yeah. I've been waiting for a reason to fall again, right now, right here. It's supposed to be, it's meant to be. When something feels this right, you gotta let love in I'm ready to let love in, yeah, yeah. I've been waiting for a reason to fall again, right now, right here. It's supposed to be, it's meant to be. When something feels this right, you gotta let love in
Oh, yeah, you let love in on that one, girl. That was awesome. I love that song. And you are so country. You were so naturally country.
I gotta show you this. I just got these merchandise items because you said let love in, and I got beach towels made.
Oh, nice.
So I sold them at my last gig for the first time, and as I told you off air, I'm visiting my sister up in upstate New York, and there's a really nice outdoor community pool. So I brought one of my towels with me.
So you're gonna let love in later today.
That's right.
A nice hot summer day. Yeah. So let's talk. Like you guys missed it on the break there. Ayla and I were talking about gigging, and so share with us about your gigging situation and what you've been doing. Who you're playing with, where you've been touring, and things like that.
Sure. So it's funny, when I was off of American Idol and when I had graduated from Boston College, I packed up my car. I moved all the way to Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't even know a single person who lived there, but I had that wonderful experience, as I was finishing up my senior year of college. And I thought, I have a good feeling about Nashville. I don't know what's going to happen when I move down there. I know it's saturated with so many talented people, but I'm going to just do what I do best and work my butt off and almost outwork everyone I meet down there.
Yeah.
Because I know the talent is there. I mean, Nashville is filled with incredibly talented people, but a lot of those musicians don't have the athletic side to their brains where you've been competing your entire life for a spot on a team or a scholarship or whatever it may be. So I moved down to Nashville.
If I may, just for a second, you transmuted the superstar basketball lady into your tremendous business acumen.
Correct.
Yeah.
I tried to, in whatever way that meant. So, of course, everyone's careers are differently. Some treat their music as purely art. They do it for the love of what they do. Some people do it as a business. I've tried to combine both of them, but have a very heavy music business side to me, because I know that, and this is just me, but I know that just singing for the love of it is not going to pay my bills. Okay. Right. So I had to figure out a way to take on the industry of Nashville while also staying true to who I was. So I started my own record label called Ambient Entertainment. And I started my own LLC, and I said to myself, you know what? I've been writing all these songs since moving down here. I want to release this independently, see what happens. And I sold over 10,000 copies just at gigs of that first record. It got to be top 50 on the Billboard charts in the Northeast part of the United States, because that's where my bread and butter is. I'm always up in the Northeast making money and doing gigs. And it showed me that I could do it without a label. Right. And
you have your own label. You don't need
that. Yeah, I didn't. The one thing I was missing, and I still am missing, has been funding, right? And the money aspect, because the art is there. I'm writing all the time. Right. So how do I take what I've written, go into a studio, and pay for it? Well, my secret has been finding sponsors, finding corporate sponsors that want to get their brand out there. And for them, it's an advertising write-off, right? They put the logos on the back of my CDs that I release. And in return, I get to continue this dream of mine without having to pay the $25,000 it takes to record and release an album. So that's what I've been doing over the past few records. And I've just learned so much. But in terms of touring, it's kind of the same competitive nature. Without a booking agent, I call or email places on my own. I always ask people if they have any ideas in mind. And I just kind of go that way. But I've opened up for some of the biggest names, from Josh Turner to Charlie Daniels, Leonard Skinner last week, and Phil Vassar about a dozen times. One of them is going to be in a few days from now. And so I've just learned to take every opportunity and have cool merchandise items. And I make
like the towel
merchandise. Yeah. So it's T-shirts. Been a cool thing. I got T-shirts. I have bottle opener sunglasses. They open up beer bottles, and they have my name on them.
Of course, cool.
The music. I have vinyl records. I mean, really, I give anyone an opportunity, if they've enjoyed my show, of course, to come over and purchase something from $5 all the way up to $20, and that's as expensive as it gets, is a $20 bill.
Hey, Ayla, what do you think about Sony's commitment to the vinyl industry? They had a release about 2 or 3 weeks ago saying they're ramping up the presses, they're getting all the equipment out again, and they're committed to vinyl.
Gosh,
like we're going back to the 70s.
I love it, because it took 60 business days to get 200 Let Love In vinyls printed, and you don't realize how long 60 days is until you're sitting there waiting for them.
Oh, so you had orders for it already?
I had so I pretty much, like, every show I go to, and it's funny, it depends on the venue and it depends on the demographic, but I always try and buy a vinyl off of an artist instead of a CD. Now at my shows, it's so hit or miss with vinyl, right? Yeah. Like, some kids don't even know what it is. Right. And some older people, they're like, man, I wish we hadn't thrown out our vinyl player. I didn't realize they were coming back. Yeah. But if you go people my age, in the mid to late 20s, early 30s, they are all into the vinyls again. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because I've talked about this on the show so many times, in asking people and artists about how they felt about it. And is it coming back? Are you pressing vinyl? And little by little, I could see the thing turning. But Sony totally surprised me by committing to this. And I just love the social aspect of it. Because when I was growing up in the 70s, and our thing was, wow, a new album came out, you took the whole night or sometimes the weekend and you brought out all this great artwork, and you looked at the liner notes and you played it over and over, and it's like, put side 2 on again. What side 2? What is that?
Right. Oh my gosh. I know, I have some in the car. If I wasn't live with you, I'd go grab one. But yeah, it's really cool. And some people think they're calendars because it's pretty much the same shape.
Yeah, right.
And, I'm very tall. Like I said, I played basketball. I'm 6 feet tall. And when I have a nice face of makeup and curled hair, people think I'm like Miss Massachusetts or Miss New Hampshire or whatever it is, wherever I'm traveling sometimes.
Right.
And they think it's a calendar of like, beauty pictures or something. And I'm like, no, it's just a vinyl.
Hey, what's your best-selling product of all your merch? CDs aside and music aside, but like all the things you create, your brands and everything. What sells the best, just for you?
T-shirts.
T-shirts, yeah. That seems to be everybody's go-to. Hey, how about we play Mr. Right? I think it's time for that.
Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you the backstory on that when we come back, though.
Okay, let's play it now. Mr. Right, here we go.
Peeking through the palm trees, in his arms almost all night. It was like a movie scene. The two of us together should have felt better. Thought there was something wrong with me, 'cause when he kissed me, something was missing. He's the kind of man I dreamed of. He's the one who has it all. I tried so hard to beg my heart, but I just can't make it fall. And I swear I really love him, just not deep enough
a vibe. Mr. Right. There's got to be a great story in that one. Come on, Ayla. Give it up, girl. What's going on with that one?
It's funny because I feel like the whole Let Love In album as a whole, it's 13 songs. I feel like it's been my journey of love and heartbreak. And at the end of the day, like, it's a love album, whatever that means to anyone. There's something relatable, whatever you've gone through in a relationship. But Mr. Right, I sent you that one because not many people have heard it. Like, that's not usually a song I send out.
Right.
But it's so visual with imagery and truth to it. So I figured I would let you guys listen to it. But I went on a vacation with a guy that I was dating, and he had everything going for him. I mean, he was truly the perfect guy.
Right.
And I was on this vacation with him, and all of a sudden I had this like feeling in the pit of my stomach that even though he was super perfect, he wasn't the right one. He wasn't the one that I was going to like maybe marry or be with long term.
Right.
And soon after that vacation, I broke his heart in a way, and it was really hard because there really wasn't a reason for it, right? I mean, a logical one, but there was something like emotionally inside that I wasn't connecting with, and it was very hard to explain to someone while hurting them. And so I tried to just write a song about it, because sometimes as artists and writers, the best way to like get it all out is to just try and put it in a song.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did with that one.
Wow. It is very cathartic. It heals a lot of things too, you know. It just helps you get past so many hurts and angst.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gosh, you have no idea.
So Mr. Right. Woo. That's wild. Yeah, what a wild story. Ayla has done so much in her short career, this could be a 10-part interview. But we're going to get as much as we can done in 60 minutes. Right back to Ayla after these words.
Do you ever wonder why you were created and what you're here to do? Then the geography of the soul will help you to find your true place in this world. The music is so inspirational, including tracks such as I Wanna Be Loved, State of Grace, and Ride On. James Kevin O'Connor is an internationally acclaimed singer, songwriter, music producer, entertainment agent, TV star, and a loving father who leads you to find your true place and calms your mind and soul in breathtaking ways. Buy Geography of the Soul today by James Kevin O'Connor at iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, jameskevino'connor.com. Geography of the Soul, a beautiful CD that you need to own today, by James Kevin O'Connor.
Sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. So let me just share a couple of things about, and I do love the fact that you do full-length albums. I'm a big fan of that. I always write like a full album. I don't like to do, EPs and stuff like that. And I know that's, a path, and it's certainly a legitimate one and a good one for most people. But I assume you're quite the, you've got the content to do this. You're quite prolific.
Honestly, I would love to do full albums every time. I'm trying to adjust with the new wave of listeners, and it's really difficult for me because I do feel as though every song is special and it should be heard, but people only have the patience to listen to one at a time. Right. And so I'm going to be releasing another single. I just did a song called Take Your Name, where I released it on Valentine's Day. And it's truly a love song about falling in love with someone and wanting to snatch up their last name and marry them and stuff. But, I'm going to release another song. But truthfully, in my heart, I want to do a whole album. Right, yeah. But I'm trying to just adjust with the times and do the whole, what everyone else is doing. Right. And it's very expensive to record all these songs
it sure
at
is.
once. So, I'm just, as an independent artist, I'm doing what I can, and I'm still super happy doing it. And I know that it's just like a little dose here and there for the fans and the listeners, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how the next single goes. It's going to be called Label. So
awesome. Well, I think one of the advantages is if you do have that prolific streak in you, it is cool to do a full album because you let them out one at a time, and not only that, you keep the interest in the album going for a long time. Meanwhile, you're writing a new album, but I think it helps people to say, wow, I didn't connect on the first three, but man, this last one. And then from a writer's perspective, it's like, you don't know which one is going to be the real golden nugget. And as you get deeper into the album, it's like, wow, the process is getting better. The songs are getting better, and you're digging deeper, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And it's funny because you want to dig so deep and show this side of an emotion. But at the end of the day, people are really simple. Their ears are very simple. And so they want to just hear what feels good sometimes. Right. Not necessarily what the lyrics are. Right. And so a lot of it comes down to production quality and how catchy it is too. So it's kind of funny when you're trying to make everyone happy, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to personal happiness, if you ask me.
Well, that's the thing. You're the one up on the stage singing that every night. So it's kind of a match of, I got to be able to sing this for the next 30 years or whatever, and I got to like singing it, or I'm in trouble if I don't like my own thing. Hey, let me share a little bit, Ayla, about some of the things you've done. I'm not going to do everything here, but in May 2015, you released a full-length 13-song album titled Let Love In. The album was sponsored by popular restaurant chain Texas Roadhouse. Kudos to you on this. Currently, 2 of your songs, Let Love In and Matches and Gasoline, are in rotation in every Texas Roadhouse jukebox throughout the whole country. And also, your first single, Let Love In, is played on numerous radio stations in the northeast part of the United States. So I just want to commend you on that really, really bright and brilliant marketing concept to go after sponsorships like that. I think that's just awesome. And what a great path to allow you to continue to flourish as an artist. I think that's just really amazing. I mean, that's the only way I've been able to do it, because the money I make, I'm either reinvesting in my career or I'm paying my bills. Right. They have to get paid, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'm feeding myself. So it's like,
you have to eat too. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So finding the corporate sponsors has been a blessing.
Yeah. That's amazing. And I want to just share also that you performed to a national TV audience on Fox and Friends, and the Huckabee Show performed the national anthem with the Boston Pops on July 4th to an audience of more than 1 million people. Sang the national anthem and God Bless America live on ESPN at the 2013 Orange Bowl, was the NBA Philadelphia 76ers national anthem singer for 2 years, and has performed overseas 5 times to American troops in Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Spain, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Egypt, Kosovo, Germany, England, the Netherlands, and Belgium. You do get around, girl. Whoa! So do you like touring? Do you like the road?
I love the road. I love exploring, and going overseas is such a treat for me, because normally I wouldn't be doing a tour over there just with myself, because no one knows who I am in those types of places. However, when I'm performing for the troops, it's a lot of fun, and it's something I truly enjoy, because it enables me to do what I love, but also I'm able to try different foods and visit places and go to the bases and learn what they're doing and what their missions are. Yeah. So I've been to 13 countries. You listed almost all of them, and every single one has been totally different in very special ways. I love it.
Awesome. I think it's time to play Matches and Gasoline. Let's check this out.
Every time you say goodbye, I swear that it's the last time. I lock my door, ignore your calls, and put you out of my mind. But somehow you always know when I say that I don't want it, well, I'm just blowing smoke. You're my weakness, I'm defenseless. You lit a fire that I can't put out. All the water in the world can't drown it. If I'm the spark, then baby you're the kerosene. Out of control, body and soul, it's gonna be the enemy. When you touch me, I start melting. I know I shouldn't, but I just can't help it. You drive me wild, but you're driving me crazy. But you know you're bad for me like matches and gasoline. To say it's all your fault, but baby that ain't true. I'm the one who takes you back, the one that can't quit you. We both know this ain't love, but whatever the hell it is, I can't get enough, can't resist it. I'm addicted. Matches and gasoline. You lit a fire that I can't put out, and all the water in the world can't drown it. If I'm the spark, then baby you're the kerosene. Out of control, body and soul, it's not really enemy. Touch me, I start melting. I know I shouldn't, but I just can't help it. You drive me wild, but you're driving me crazy. But you know you'll never be like matches and gasoline. Oh boy, you know you'll never be like matches and gasoline. But you know you're bad for me.
Matches and Gasoline. Okay, so great title and great song, and that was a co-write, you said, huh?
Yeah, three-way co-write in Nashville with two incredible songwriters, Phil Barton and Emily Shackleton, who have had numerous hits with multiple artists on TV shows, on records. It was an honor being in the room with them that day because we had written that song from scratch. Like, no one really came in with the title or idea.
Right.
And then Emily came in and she's like, hold on, I have this piano thing I was wrestling with. And it was the dun, 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 dun. And we're like, oh my gosh, that sounds great. What does this mean? And Matches and Gasoline came out of it. So
wow,
it was
great
cool.
song, great song. And by the way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
The 28th?
Oh, yep, July 28th. I turned 21 again. You know how it is.
You love being 21, right? You can go back and have that basketball career after all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me, let's talk a little bit about social media, Ayla. What is your favorite jam on social media? Where do you spend most of your time? What are your favorite platforms that you do?
That's a good question. I used to like Facebook the most, and I still am very partial to it because I feel like it reaches the most people, at least in my demographic of fan base and people who have been kind of with me for many years. But I find myself just scrolling the most on Instagram because pictures are so easy to see and then go away.
Yeah, right.
So you just, keep scrolling. I find it hard in general just to keep up with all the platforms. It's not really my forte. I do it because I know I have to, and without it, people can't stay up to date with what I'm doing, and that's why I'm singing and doing this for a living, but people have to know about it,
Yeah. I think it's most challenging when you can't stay up with it because like all of the social platforms, I got on like all of them. Like I think it was about a year and a half ago, and I was trying to like, keep up with it, and it just got so insane. I just got rid of everything. But like, I think I'm on like three or four, and that's it. Find out what's good for you and stay with that because it's exhausting.
It's exhausting, and I only have so many hours in the day, and I also want to stay sane.
Yeah, and we need to write songs,
nature, and do what I need to do to get by on that aspect, but not overdo it because there is something to be said about over exposure. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a professional at this. I'm just a singer who really loves what I do. And, we'll see what happens in the next years.
Tell me about your writing process as a singer-songwriter. What do you do to get your songs together instrumentally? Are you a instrumentalist in any area of guitar, piano, anything, or just do you piece it together?
Oh, Coda, come here.
Is that a woofer? I hear a woofer.
It's a little doggy.
Hey, we had a woofer on the show. What's the dog's name?
Coda. It's my sister's dog. Yeah, she's in veterinary school, finishing up her last year. So there's animals everywhere.
Oh, nice. Well, we invite animals on the show.
Good. But what I was saying, I do play the guitar.
Okay.
I'm pretty basic in terms of my chords. I know a lot of them, but you really only need 3 or 4 chords to write a good song anyway.
Right,
so
right.
I stick with that, and I write when I'm motivated and feel some sort of an emotional pull, whether it's really happy or really sad. I've found that I have a difficult time writing when I'm just kind of existing.
Right.
So I need to, in order for my best songs to come out for me, it's when I'm absolutely happy, in love, or I'm just like totally heartbroken.
Yeah.
So, very extremes. That's probably not a good thing, but
nothing in between, right?
Yeah. And I do, of course I write on the in-between days, but I find like the fastest songs and the most natural that when I do songs by myself are the ones where I'm in a polar opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that emotional thing when the floods are coming, when you're just like so full of whatever endorphins are carrying those emotions, it seems like everything comes easier,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's time to play your video. What do you say? Take Your Name. Here we go.
Leave your worries at the door. Pain and suffering ain't welcome anymore. If you wanna be with me, there ain't no you, there ain't no I. We need to be a team, 'cause I wanna take your name, leave the other one and never look again. At what stupid games we used to play, there was also yesterday. Searching, ain't getting any younger. Take my heart and hold it tight to your beating one every day and every night. 'Cause I wanna take your name, leave the other one and never look again. At what stupid games we used to play, there was also yesterday. I wanna take your It's okay if we lose. A battle scar ain't nothing if you ain't got the bruise. Sometimes a fight is what you need to prove I really needed you. You really needed me. 'Cause I wanna take your name, leave the other one and never look
really, really awesome. Take Your Name. So why? What's going on with that, Ayla? Take Your Name.
I actually wrote this song years ago. I had, we were talking about the songwriting process, right?
Right.
And so I had the title on my phone before I lost it. I had all these titles on my phone and I have none of them now. But that was one of them that I thought, oh, that would be a cute, like, love song someday if I were to ever write a love song.
Right.
And 3 years ago, I think it was, I was on my way to visit my sister at this house, the one that I'm in right now. And I was on the plane and I was just going through titles like, any inspiration anywhere. And I saw that title and I thought, let me try and write something right now. And so I took out like a barf bag and a pen, and 30 minutes later, I had written Take Your Name on the plane. And I had a melody in mind, but I didn't know what chords they were. And so I made one lyrical adjustment in the song after that. But really, it was one of those songs that we were talking about where it just totally came out of me very quickly. I was inspired at the time. And then whenever I got back to being near a guitar, I found out what chords that they were. And I sent it to the producer that was working with me at the time. And he totally like freaked out in a good way about it. He really liked it. And so I was listening to a lot of Brandi Carlile at the time, where it's very kind of singer-songwriter, Americana, really cool grooves. And so I think because he knew I was obsessed with listening to her at the time, he was like, this sounds totally like Brandi. Let's do it. Let's record it. And like a couple weeks later, we had finished the song. And I was like, okay, I guess this is going to be a single because it's fun. It's upbeat. It's catchy. It's one of those songs where I have high hopes for it to be a wedding reception song, or if there's a photographer that's doing like, a wedding tribute video to the bride and groom. I just feel as though it's one of those songs that not only is a love song, but it translates into a wedding one as well. So we'll see. It's one of those songs that hasn't really taken off on country radio as much as I wanted it to, but at the same time, I know it's a song that could live forever in that wedding world. Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love the track. I love the video too. Hey, can you share with us any funny story, funniest, most unusual thing ever happened to you doing gigs, out at concerts? Anything memorable that you want to share with us that you remember?
Oh my gosh. That's such a tough question for me because I feel as though the places that I've performed at have been incredibly respectful to me and my music and my art. I never really did the bar scene gigs, or the restaurant scene where, you're setting up your own sound. And I'm learning a lot about that right now because my boyfriend is doing the bar restaurant scenes. And I'm like, how does he do this for 3 hours? I'm usually going to places where they're sit down in a theater, right? And I'm opening up for someone that's really respected and they're all listening to my songs and they clap afterwards and they buy my merchandise, or it's like filled with families and kids where I'm inviting them up on stage to dance, and it's a totally different thing. So when I say that there really hasn't been anything crazy that's happened, it's really because of that. It's because I skipped over a lot of that kind of drunkenness, because that's usually what happens when alcohol is involved. There's something
for sure. You're going to live a lot longer, I think, because of it.
We'll see.
You can add 10 years to your life, Ayla.
And my voice, because I'm not like over singing it. So
going crazy. Hey, what's your warm up? What's your warm up regimen for as a vocalist? Like, what do you do before you go on stage?
You're going to be so disappointed. I don't do much.
Really?
I hum, like I warm up my voice in the morning, especially if I have a really early morning interview or performance. Like tomorrow, I have an interview and performance at a country radio station here up in New York. And like the minute I wake up, I'll just, and like I'll push my limit while I'm humming, but I'll never like outwardly sing. And I feel like if I do that and I talk a little bit, to anyone, even if it's myself. I'm warming up.
Yeah.
The inflections of the voice. You can talk and get like super excited in your voice. You go through all of those things warming it up. But I'm kind of a bad student when it comes to warming up my voice, and I definitely should do more of it.
If it works for you, you're doing good. So listen, we're at the end already, Ayla. I think this went really, really quick. We could go on for like another hour or two, I'm sure. So we may need another interview or two. So before we go, please share your website, or where's the best place people can connect with you, purchase your music, your merchandise. Where do we go to find Ayla Brown?
AylaBrown.com.
Doesn't get any easier than that.
Any easier than that. It has links to the store. So if you're interested in any of the music or even physical CDs where I sign and I send them out myself, you can find that there. And of course, I'm on all of the social media platforms, or at least the main ones. So if you're interested, you can find me on those too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of the Dharmic Evolution today. I really had a great time listening to you, your music, sharing your stories, your wisdom, your past, your present, and I'm digging what's happening with your future.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
There is a brand new musical act out on the airwaves called Mercy. It's spiritual. It's the truth unleashed, with scripture delivered by Chaplain Christine Mercy, along with drums, guitars, pianos, violins. Behold, it's the brand new album from Mercy, titled I Am Victorious. I'm going home, back to the throne, victorious. It's glorious. I've many rooms in my Father's house for all of us. It's glorious. Learn to trust in His name. Just recorded in the Music City on the world-famous Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee. Download the album or pick up the actual CD copy of I Am Victorious right now on iTunes, Amazon, and CD Baby. And keep your eyes and ears open for the live performance tour of Mercy coming soon. This message is sponsored by the James O'Connor Agency. Let love in. Mr. Right, matches and gasoline, and take your name. Recognized as a pioneer and entrepreneur, Ayla founded and owns her own record company, Ambient Entertainment. Having a keen eye for business and building mutually successful partnerships, Ayla enjoys outstanding corporate relationships with the likes of Hilton Hotels, MAC Cosmetics, Texas Roadhouse, and New Balance. I hope you guys really dug the interview like I did today. This was really awesome having Ayla on the Dharmic Evolution today. Hey, if you have not done so yet, you should head over to the James O'Connor Agency. Lots of artists around the world are starting to check in and take advantage of all of the products this agency is offering them. No matter where you are in your career, we have got your back. Check out our Copper plan on the site. Your brand in a 30-second TV and radio commercial broadcast for 1 month on 3 to 5 TV and radio stations run at the same time with a good frequency of 1 to 7 days per week. This package is for local TV and radio stations and will broadcast your brand and your message to over 125,000 people in your area. Here's another gem. Do you need funding for your next album project? Let us connect you to the how to get funded. It's easier than you think. Also, find out what we do for singer-songwriters, musical artists, as well as authors, speakers, and thought leaders. We also want to encourage you to visit dharmicevolution.com. Check out your show and blog profile right now. If you've been on this show, you're now on the site. Ayla is now on the site, and people from around the world are logging in to see and hear all about Ayla Brown and her music. That's it for me today. I'm your host for the Dharmic Evolution, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. So until the next time when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials or I'll see you on TV.
I remember where I was the first time that I heard your voice. Do you remember where you were the first time that you made that choice? You're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. close the wound right before I would bleed to death. Your infectious melody will be with me till my last deep breath. But you're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a way of making me feel that you're mine. Oh, you know I love a 00. Hey baby, you're the perfect size for me. Oh, and how I love those yellow stilettos. You always knew how to annihilate me. But this heart beats a whole lot of history. That's right. You're my favorite song. It's you, baby. You're my favorite song. You've been stuck in my heart for such a long, long time. You're my favorite song. You got a